He's Stonebraker and he does stuff, yeah. Feel the hum of the wheels out there. Not perfect, but he dares to dream. Hit that subscribe, make that bell scream.
Hey, how are you guys?
Good. How are you?
Not
Have
too
fun.
bad. Yeah. All right, YouTube, back on the Favoto Flurry 2.0. It's like almost 5 p.m. This has been a very frustrating long day. Hopefully this e-bike ride will kind of get rid of some of the frustrations. I am today out on the Kickapoo Rail Trail, just outside of Danville, Illinois. If you're a follower of this channel for about a year, I recorded a video here about this time last year, maybe a little over a year ago. I believe it's the this one right here. So, why are you talking to me? I do not need directions. How do we get rid of these directions? I don't need directions, lady. I know where it's at, obviously. Okay. So let me tell you why today has just been a frustrating day. So I woke up today. I wanted to wake up early because I knew I wanted to come out and ride my e-bikes. I wanted to travel somewhere other than the trail today. I wanted to put my bike rack, into good use because I've really only used it once. And that was on that video I recorded a few weeks ago. So I looked around and I saw there was a trail almost like 9 miles in length, and it was in a town, about an hour away from me. Like, I'm familiar with the town, but I've never really been to the town. You know what I mean? Like, I've driven through the town and stuff, but yeah, I never really been in the town. But let's go ahead and let's go ahead and pass these people up here, and then we'll continue on with the wonderful Sunday conversation if I can get my mirrors right. Hello. So I had made up my mind I was going to go to the, drive an hour, check out this new trail. Never even heard of it, actually. Told myself that I would probably leave about 10 a.m. Get there, 11:30. If I have to stop and get gas and stuff. Well, yeah, that didn't work. I was just lazy, and I didn't end up actually leaving my house till like 1. And then I got there and I checked everything. I said, okay, this is going to be my problem when I have these bike rides. Before I get started, here's these Christmas tree trails I showed you guys. If you guys remember the exact area from a year ago, which I'm sure you all do. I don't know if I even got those on camera, by the way, but yeah, nice little Christmas tree farm right there. I left my house, had to get gas, so that kind of delayed me. Saw somebody I knew. I stopped and talk to her for like 10-15 minutes. I finally got on the road, and just my luck, there was a hot pursuit of a criminal on the highway. So I was a part of that. I got to see that in action. And then it backed traffic up when the dude ran off of the highway into a bridge. So yeah. So then I got stuck behind that for like 10 minutes. Okay, things happen. So then I was like in the town. I finally made it to the town, and I'm trying to figure out where this trail is. And you can't put it into maps. You can't Google it. It just tells you, okay, here's like 5 trails, but it doesn't tell you where it's at. So, you would think most trails would like connect and make one big trail. And I don't think that's how this place was. So I had trouble finding the trail. I stopped and I was like, hey, might as well get lunch. So I stopped and had some lunch, which obviously delayed it again. And I asked the people at the restaurant I was like, do you know where this trail starts? And one lady was like, well, you can start at this area, and there's an entryway, and it's right next to a pond. She's like, it's a really nice place to ride. I was like, okay, cool, I'll try that out. So she gave me like the most basic general directions ever. I was able to find it, but I couldn't find a way to like park anywhere. I'm like, this is just right next to a trailer park. I can't park it in someone's, spot. So I kept driving around, and I did see that there is a little spot you can park at. So I get out, and the lady next to me is like asking me 1,000 questions about the e-bike, which I don't mind that. I love that. I love talking about e-bikes. I love when people show interest in e-bikes. I spent a few minutes talking to her. Finally, was able to get my bike off. I thought, okay, let me at least start here. I don't know where I'm gonna go, but why not? This is a good place. There's a pretty nice looking pond here. It'd be a cool place to take a thumbnail. I go out there and I get my GoPro, my necklace, the little screw-in part to the GoPro and the necklace. I checked everything. I got my microphone. I made sure when I left that I grabbed the SD card. Well, yeah. So I have 2 SD cards, the exact same. And of course, one of them I grabbed had to be the one that was completely full. So I thought, okay, maybe it said 15, so I thought maybe I can get like a 15-minute ride in. You know, that's better than nothing, right? Nope. As soon as I hit power, beep, 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 SD card's full. So I'm like, at this point, I'm like, really? So I Google, and there was a Walmart like 3 miles away. So I went to the Walmart, and I actually quit being cheap for like the 5th time in my whole life. And so I bought another SD card. This time I bought the, I don't know, it's like $60. I think it's like 500 gigs. I don't know, but I shouldn't have any more SD card issues. So then I pulled back in, and I'm like, finally, you know, I've been in this town for like over an hour now. Haven't been able to ride. I'm already like 2 hours later than what I thought I would be. So I pull back in, and this dude next to me tells me, he's like, hey, you know those aren't allowed on this trail, right? And I'm like, what do you mean? He says, yo, you can't have electric bikes on this trail. And I'm like, I don't think that's right, man. You can usually have e-bikes on bike paths. So he's like, nope, you can't have it. So I pulled up my phone, and I went to the town's website. And on their website, when they're talking about trails, it has like 4 different trails in the city, and I guess they add up to one long trail, which is what I was thinking. But literally on the website, it had a picture. The people riding were on e-bikes. So then he's like, oh, well, I think they're stupid. I don't think you should be on here. So then I was like, well, you know, that's your opinion. So I got my bike off, and then I was getting ready to start riding, and I had another person that was fishing in that pond say, could you not ride here? I'm trying to fish. I don't want that loud noise. So right now I'm like, all right, I'm done. I'm not even gonna bother. I've already spent all this time here. I can't find like the trail where it starts. I don't know what part this is. I've had some rude people. I'm not even gonna deal with it. So I packed my bike up, and I was like, I'm just gonna ride back home, and I'll get a small ride in on the trail. Well, I forgot about this trail, which is in between where I was and my house. It's about 25 minutes away. This trail eventually is supposed to end up being over 40 miles in length, and I believe they are like actively working on doing this. This isn't just like something that is wishful thinking. I saw a lot of people. As soon as I pulled up, there was another SUV with a bike rack, and when I pulled up and shut my car door, they were pulling up to leave, and the guy that was there stopped me, and he started asking me questions about the bike and stuff. So gave him my YouTube channel. Maybe I'll have 318 subs when I get back home. Probably not, but hey, you never know. But they were telling me there's a trail in southern Illinois, probably like 3 hours from me. It's supposed to be pretty cool. They were telling me about that, so that might be something I'll look into in the future. So if you're seeing this, nice talking to you. But yeah, it's a gorgeous day. I don't even know if I even said, like, I know I said it's Sunday, but let's just do this. Sunday, May 18th, 2025. My Strava pulled back up. And also, I thought that I had a fully charged battery. I did not. I forgot to charge it from the last time I rode it. So I did let it charge for maybe like an hour before I left. So who knows how much battery I have. The way I figured it is, it's a 14 amp hour battery. You figure I can probably get, yeah, so this is where the trail is going to continue on at some point. Obviously, that point is not May 18th, 2025, because it just absolutely dies. But I let my battery charge, and I think I had like 16 miles on it. So if it wasn't charged at all, you think that's probably like 50% done. So I let it charge for an hour. So maybe I can get like 17, 18 miles on this bad boy maybe. I don't think we'll do near as many as that, but I was worried because the trail I was gonna ride, again, it said it was like 9.2 miles. So that's like 18 miles if my basic math skills calculated correctly, and that would have been cutting it pretty close. Man, it's super nice out. It's like high 70s. You know, we've had a lot of high 70s the last week or so, but we've had a lot of wind, and there's just a little bit of wind, just enough to where it's not annoying and it just feels really good. My kind of wind. When I rode this trail last year, this is about the time I fell in love. So there was an absolutely beautiful woman about right here I passed. I fell in love. Like, I purchased a ring and everything, and just got to find out who she is and send her a love letter and offer her lots of money that I don't have. But yeah, if you're seeing this too, random girl in my video, random woman I should say, definitely not a girl, she was all woman. But random woman, if you're seeing this, just know that I love you, and I've got a ring coming your way. I got to know who you are, okay? And we can take that next step in our relationship, which is knowing each other's names. Hope you guys have had a good weekend. You know, Sunday's always kind of a bummer, getting closer to going back to work. We do have, hopefully you guys do as well, next Monday off. Speaking of work, I mean, I just celebrated 13 years on my job, doing the same job basically. I've switched departments and, you know, kind of got to the highest level of area in my job without taking the next step. And a lot of people kind of wonder why I haven't taken the next step, because, you know, for the most part, like, I like my job. I like being able to talk to people. You know, people for the most part are pretty friendly. There are things about the job, obviously, you know, you don't like, but that's with any job. But anyway, 13 years down, hopefully about another 25 to go. Then I can call it a day, call it a life, retire, move to an island surrounded by dolphins and endangered white Bengal tigers. Where we're gonna find dolphins and tigers that are in the same area, I don't know, but I'll worry about that in 25, 30 years. Right now I'm worrying about how comfortable this Favoto Flurry e-bike is. I know there's more to this trail than what I do, actually. My cousin, who lives here, we went out here and rode when I first got my e-bikes, and he has a friend that they both have e-bikes, and they have literally been making their own trail out here. Like, they've been coming out through some of the woods with like chainsaws and hatchets and making their trail, and we rode it a little bit. It was pretty cool. It's one of those, like, definitely off-road and not my type of ride, but it was like over logs and in between trees, and you can literally tell where they've made that trail. But he told me that from like his house to the trail was like 9 miles. But I know there's a lot more trail that just part of the state park or the whatever it is that we're not going on here. But here's that tree farm again, guys. I know it's nothing to see in May, but, you know, imagine all those little Christmas trees in people's homes bringing joy for the holidays. That's a Hallmark TV show just waiting to happen. And we're coming up on the bridge here. You know, this should be kind of what it's like when they get our trestle completed this time next year. So I should, on my videos at home, I should have something kind of similar to this, I hope. Now granted, it's not gonna have as beautiful landscape probably. You're gonna see a gray, brown, murky river, but I think you see a gray, brown, murky river here too. Yeah, I love riding on these bridges. One of my favorite places to go over here. Looks like I'm the only one out here, which is kind of amazing, really. Let's stop and take a gander real quick. All right. Yeah, pretty neat. Yeah, this is a great feeling. Feeling high up in the air like this on this bridge, on the stallion of an e-bike on a Sunday, late spring, 78-degree weather, a little breeze hitting you right in the face. Man, this is like it's like a daydream. So there's like a local park with trails, mountain bike trails. Let's see what's up here. I think there's an old racetrack up here. Yeah. So this is, a few miles away from like a park that's got mountain bike trails, like canoeing, stuff like that. It's really nice. And I believe the mountain biking trails are pretty lengthy. I saw something that I think said there's like up to 18 miles of trails. I'm not entirely for sure. And I did take my first e-bike out on one, and I don't think e-bikes are actually supposed to be on those, but I was living dangerously. But again, I didn't really like it. I'm not the type. I mean, it was okay. I may do it again eventually. But, it was like going 6 miles an hour, 7 miles an hour, because there were really sharp turns. And just really wasn't something that was like kind of like enjoyable, at least to me, Let's go ahead and do a U-turn here at the Vermilion County Fairgrounds. Old racetrack. Who knows how long that's been gone. And let's head back here. I want to try to figure something out with this microphone. Keeps falling off. I think I'm going to ask this dude if he wants a race. First off, he'd take me. Hello. But I want to see if I can find some type of mount that if I could put the DJI mic right here and place it in. It's so good that I think even if I just have it on my handlebars facing me, I don't think it'll be bad. It's not bad where it's at, but I keep it on this necklace that I wear the GoPro on, and it's starting to get to the point where it keeps falling off and the audio kind of jumps around a little bit, so we'll mess around with that. May also mess around with some new like camera options. May try to get like some camera options from the tires. May do some of those like right now, like if I put a camera like on my left and I drive by it, where you can see me moving at the speed of a snail. May do stuff like that. I don't know. I always want to make some videos a little bit different, but there's only like so much you can do, I'm doing the same thing. And I have a drone, and I've got a few drone videos on my other channel. Stonebraker creates stuff, just a few drone videos from my hometown. And I'm assuming it's like a decently spec'd drone. I'm going to assume that like I've seen people with drones and like they're just on their e-bike and the drone is like following them. I don't know how that works. I don't know if I trust myself to do that, to be honest with you. I feel like if it follows you or something, I'm going to run into a power line or hit a hot air balloon that came out of nowhere or crash into a building and set everything on fire. So who knows? But guys, this day got off to kind of a crappy start. Again, I wanted to go out and check the new trail out, but it was just bad luck with everything. But I was able to get out here and get a little ride in. I'm not going to ride too much more here just because when I get home, I think I'm going to ride a little bit at home, off camera, enjoy the rest of my Sunday, do some light editing on this video. Hopefully we can get this video posted tonight. I don't think there'll be any issues, but you know, you never know. So as always, thank you guys for spending your time, helping me waste my time. This was the Kickapoo Rail Trail outside of Danville, Illinois, and I'll see you in the next one.
Stonebraker does stuff, taking you